breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Take me home, cause I wanna feel like I belong. They relate to all this pain in my past, so they listen to my song. So let's go back to where it began and where it all started from. Take this chance, one last dance, cause I've been waiting way too long. Take my hand, I wanna show you something. Promise I've been dying to see ya. They say the grass ain't always greener. I guess what they're saying is true. In my dreams, that's where I seen her. Take my heart and take all of me, girl. Let me show you what I wanna do. I wanna spend the rest of my life. Take my heart and take all of me, girl. Let me show you what I wanna do. I wanna spend the rest of my life with you. Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Yeah, where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Are you listening, darling? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here?
Hello and welcome back, everybody, to another live stream. Of course, my name is AJ, one of the mentors here. And today, as always, we are going to run through the Bitcoin technical analysis. We're going to take a look at what is going on, what I'm currently doing, how I'm positioned, and of course, what targets am I looking for any of the positions, of course, that I am in. So we are going to talk about all of that today, all of the good stuff. And of course, if you do have any questions, anything you want to take a look at, please do put that in the chat. And I will be more than happy to take a look at anything or talk about anything that you want to talk about. Hopefully as well, the Wi-Fi is all good. I'm on the Wi-Fi that is less reliable, because the one that is more reliable seems to not be working too well. So I've had to switch to the older Wi-Fi, but we'll see. Of course, if there are any issues, please do put that in the chat as well and let me know. I am trying to monitor it here as well. It looks all good at this moment in time. So we'll see how that goes. But before we jump into things, as always, I've got to say it, please do make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Helps me out, helps the channel out, and I can continue to, of course, bring this content to you guys, because I know that you guys enjoy it. So make sure you smash that thumbs up button, and of course do subscribe, turn that bell notification on as well. Like I said in the previous live streams, I will be doing a $500 giveaway at 500 subscribers, and then $1,000 at 1,000. So to be entered into that, of course, you will have to be subscribed. But enough of that. Let's jump into the charts. Let's take a look at what's going on and what I'm doing. Right, that's what we're all here for. So let's jump into it and see what is going on. So of course, if you were here yesterday, if you watched yesterday, you will know that of course I am in a short trade. I did enter into a short trade, and the short trade is playing out quite nicely. In all honesty, it's playing out kind of how I expected it to play out. Not to the extent that I expected it to be perfectly honest with you. But we'll talk about all of that, and we'll talk about why. But we are getting that pullback, and I do still think there is a possibility that we can pull back a little bit more. Now, as you can see here, Yeah, $2,300 in a profit on this trade. Realized profit is $18. I'm getting paid for being in this trade. So yeah, I haven't actually taken any profit yet. I am just getting paid, which is quite nice to be in this trade. So yeah, funding fees, yeah, getting paid to be in this trade, and that's a bit of that's a bit of a what shall we say here? A insight to what a lot of traders are doing, right? A lot of traders are, of course, longing. So yeah, of course, they are paying the short trades, right? So we know by this that the majority of the market is pretty long, because I'm getting paid quite a lot for this trade as well. I don't think I've ever seen yeah, $37 in funding fees. Well, not recently anyway. So yeah, getting paid quite a lot for being in this short trade, which is of course nice, and it's also nice when it is in a profit as well. So yeah, talking about this. So this was taken yesterday at 8:20 a.m. Told the team here, took a small short position here. Of course, this was off of the front run of all-time high. So this is a very controversial, if you would like to call it that, very controversial short trade, because I know we were a few $100s off of all-time high. But for me, I'm no stranger to taking trades like this. I walked through this live in the live stream yesterday or the day before. Yeah, talking through this short trade from all the way back on the 8th of April here, where I took this short trade and took advantage of this big move down here. Okay, and the reason why I took this short trade here is because everybody was expecting all-time high. Okay, everybody was expecting all-time high at 73,951. Okay, and what we saw on the anticipation of all-time high was over or around 100 million long trades opening up here. Okay, we can possibly even find it in the Discord. I'll have to scroll back a very long way. It was the 8th of April. So did I say August? April. 8th of April. We can even find it. And I wonder, I hope that I have put in the order flow, because sometimes I do forget, because mainly because I do talk about it in the daily market updates with the team. So I do then April. Here we are. That was pretty quick, to be honest with you. So yeah, this was the short setup here. Okay, so this was from 72,329, 72,329. Yeah, so that was, of course, the short trade setup, right? That was, of course, the short trade setup that we had. And yeah, of course, that played out really nicely, right? That played out really nicely. If we can have a quick look at the order flow here. Is that? That was on the 10th. That was a little bit before. What was this? This was the 8th here. So I don't really. Was that a long trade? Yeah, I didn't. I've not put the order flow in it. So I need to put a post-it note on my screen to make sure that I'm always updating the order flow, because yeah, I know that the order flow is time sensitive. If you do not screenshot it, then you can't really look back at it, because ExoCharts only shows you so far back. But yeah, basically we talked about in the daily market update back then as well. But yeah, we had a lot of long trades open up there. Everybody anticipating all-time high. We also had a naked point of control up there as well, from what I can remember. And yeah, of course, we've got this huge long squeeze, right? Squeezing out all of those long trades, because, of course, everybody was anticipating all-time high here. Who wasn't? I was anticipating all-time high here, but I came to that conclusion, right, that everybody is expecting all-time high. So maybe I should expect a front run of all-time high. That's what we got, and of course we took advantage of that pullback there. right? We took advantage of that pullback. And then, of course, you did see a bit of a long trade there. So from what I can remember is we were looking for a long trade in this bit of a region here. We got a bit of a bounce, but then we just continued lower. Yeah, that was, of course, the short trade that I was looking at there. And you know, getting back to it, right, to like where we are now, it's the same principle. It's the exact same principle. Everybody is expecting all-time high here. Everybody was expecting all-time high on this candle here. Everybody was saying we're going to all-time high. And what didn't we do? We didn't go to all-time high. Okay, we didn't. Okay, and again, like I was saying yesterday, right? If you're here on this channel watching me because you want me to tell you that we're going to all-time high, we're going to 100k, we're going to 200k, then I'm sorry to tell you, but you are on the wrong channel. Go and watch someone else. Here, I am trading. Okay, I am taking in what I like to call professional trades, okay, with meaning behind them, right? I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to tell you all-time highs coming, we're going to 100k, right? That's not what I'm here for. If you want that, go and watch MM Crypto, go and watch, whoever else does all of that, right? I'm not here to, I'm here to, trade this market in a logical manner. I'm not giving crazy price targets. I'm not saying we're definitely going to all-time high. Okay, what we are doing here, okay, is we are just looking at probabilities, and in this case, right, we came close to all-time high. We got a bit of a pullback here, right, and in my eyes, okay, this was a perfect shorting opportunity, and as we can see, that of course is correct, right? That was a good shorting opportunity, and we have squeezed out a fair few, right? A fair few longs, not a huge amount of them. I said here today at 251, 21 million longs just got wrecked. So you can see here we got a big decrease in open interest. We got 21 million negative delta, and of course price is decreasing. So we know that this is long trades, of course, getting wrecked, right? So we are, or this move down has been caused by longs closing out. Right now, we are starting to see a little bit of shorts open up here. Okay, we're seeing a bit of shorting open up. 5.1, we had 7 million back there, we had 5.1 there, we had 5.6 there. So that's something that I don't really want to see. I don't want to see loads of shorts opening, because then it just gives us an incentive or a reason, right, for price to rise, because then we can be looking for a bit of a short squeeze. So this is not huge amounts of shorts. I'm not too fussed about that. It's not something that I really think is going to completely move the market, and we are still seeing longs coming in down here as well. Price for me could really go in either direction. Okay, but really just happy with how I'm positioned at this moment in time. Now, the main reason, okay, why I'm happy in this short, and I think that we can actually go a bit lower from here, of course, is because of all of the long trades that are open up. 44 million, 60 million, 57 million, 18 million, just all the longs, right, that have opened up on this move up, right? There is still a lot of long trades that are open. There is still a lot of long trades, right, that haven't been tested, haven't closed. Okay, so in my opinion, there is still, right, a reason for price to actually pull back. Okay, and of course, this is why I'm still in this short trade. Okay, this is why I'm still in this short trade. I'm still very comfortable in this short trade. And to be honest with you, I could take a TP1 here. I know someone in the Discord who was an FR trader. Where are we? Team Profits, FR trader here, or he actually put it in the Bitcoin TA as well here, to be fair. I decided to take some profits on the shorts. That was what FR trader said earlier on today at 335. So of course, almost 100% on that trade for FR trader. Really nice trade for himself there. And entered in at $72,500. Probably even a better entry than me. He has, of course, taken some profits at 70,000 $800. So yeah, that's a really, really nice, of course, profit that that he's taken there. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could take some profits here, but to be honest with you, maybe call me greedy, right? But I'm waiting for a little bit lower, and we'll talk about this as well. But yeah, like I said, we've still got a lot of long trades open up, and I still think that we can go a little bit lower. I still believe that. So yeah, I'm happy to just sit in the short trade. And talking about, where, right? Talking about those targets, really, it's 70,000. Okay, that's kind of the level that I'm looking to take profit on this trade. Now, yeah, this is what I'm saying. Right, am I being a bit too greedy here? We're $500 away. We are literally $500 away. But then I've got to look at it in a risk management standpoint. Okay, 70K is a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio, and that's kind of what I look for in trades at the minimum. Right, I want to look for 1 to 2 risk to reward. So that's kind of why I'm waiting for my risk management aspect of things, because it's really, really important to have your risk management in check. I talk about this all the time. I talk about all of the things that you need to have in check. Right, having one thing not in check can severely impact your consistency in this market, your extraction of profit, consistent extraction of profits in this market. Okay, so yeah, risk management for me, looking at it in a risk management perspective, I need to see a little bit lower to of course look to of course take some profits, right? At least 50% off of it. Okay, because what you have to understand here is, if I'm looking for a one-to-one, and in the way that I trade, looking at for a one-to-one is fine. Okay, I do get that, because I do win more trades than I lose, right? I have my win rate, okay, is higher, of course, than 50%, right? So having a one-to-one, you're going to profit off of that anyway, right? But for me, okay, looking at it, I would rather, okay, take 50% profit off of the table at a 1 to 2, okay, because then I know, right, I've covered the risk, right? I've covered the risk. Again, this is all, again, what I like to say, mitigating risk. Okay, I've covered the loss that I could have potentially taken if I did take a loss, right? And then, of course, the other bit of it is profit, right? So I then move my stop loss to entry. If we come up and hit my stop loss at entry, right, that's fine. It's a risk-free trade. It's like I never took the trade. Okay, I don't make anything. I don't lose anything. Absolutely fine. Okay, but if we continue lower, right, to of course what we're going to speak about in a moment, okay, which is the lower price targets I would be looking for, right, then of course that's just profit from there. Right, so this for me is like mitigating as much risk as possible. Now I could do it here. I could take a TP1 here, take 50%, move the stop loss to entry. That's fine as well. But yeah, in my risk management aspect of things, I need to see that 1 to 2 first. Okay, so I need to see us hitting that 2. Okay, so that is 70K, and then from there, okay, 50% stop loss at entry. And then I let the rest ride. If we come up to my entry, we stop out the trade, right? I don't win anything. I don't lose anything. It's like the trade never happened. If we continue lower to possible targets I have lower, then yeah, of course that's just more profit on top of, right, the profit that I've already taken. So yeah, that's how I look at it. That's how my mind works when thinking about a trade. So it's like, yeah, I could take profits here. I understand, this is a really nice trade for me. Okay, $2,640 in a profit. Really, really nice trade. I could close the trade here, be happy with it, be done with it. But, thinking as risk management, from the risk management side of things, it's yeah, I'd just rather stick to the rules that I have in place, right? So yeah, first target, okay, getting onto it. First target is 70K, right? Number of things, right? You've got huge psychological level, 70K, right? It's just a huge psychological level, right? We know that level's psychological. We know what happened last time we tested it. We know how many longs opened up last time we tested it, okay? But we've also, right, what I find really interesting, right, is, of course, the value area high. Perfect confluence with, of course, 70K, right? We're at 70K with that value area high. So for me, right, 70K psychological, value area high, that's support, right? That is support, okay? You cannot argue that that is support. That's two bits of confluences. And then we can actually even pull a VWAP, right? And so let's just see. I'm pretty sure I pulled a VWAP earlier and it was coming in at around 70K. Yeah, so we had a VWAP from like the most recent low, okay, here. And this, of course, was coming, this is also coming in at around 70K. So, you know, we do have confluence for a support here. Not a level of interest, you know, for me, not a level of interest I'm interested in trading, okay, but I understand its support. I understand what support means, okay, and stands for, right? So we could come into this area of support, we could bounce off of the support, and we could see higher prices. So I know that this area, okay, is a good area to take some profits. And of course, it lines up with the risk management of the 1 to 2 trade that I like to take. And then I like to take 50% usually at that too, okay? So, yeah, for me, 70K is that TP1, right? That's where I'm looking for. TP1, 70K. Once we get there, right, I will take a TP1. Normally it's 50%, right? Move the stop loss to entry. Of course, I'll update the team as I always do, okay? And yeah, we'll see where we go from there. If we lose that support, okay, that's when we can look lower. That's when we look for the lower price targets, okay? And that, of course, I've spoken about it here. I've spoken about it with the team as well. That's that naked point of control down here at $67,320, okay, where we have lots of confluence, okay, lots of confluence down there, right? Pulling a VWAP from this low here, right? I just did that by mistake a few minutes ago. I didn't actually consider that, but we've got a VWAP there, right? We've got a VWAP there that has been respected amazingly, okay, absolutely amazingly. We've got a naked point of control, like I said, and we also have the POC of the entire range that we've been in for the past 6, 7, 8 months, whatever it's been. Okay, we've got that POC. So this as well is a really, really, really nice level of support. Okay, so losing 70K, I'd be looking for this area here. Okay, because there's nothing in between there to really hold price up. Okay, I'd be looking towards $67,320. Okay, where of course, right, if you are a regular watcher, if you're a visionary member, you will know, okay, that is where I'm interested in a possible long trade, because we've got a GP 786 in that area as well. The confluence in that area is just absolutely amazing, outstanding. I love the confluence here, right? But for the bit of the cherry on top, and what I kind of like to look for when looking at GP 786s, of course, is let's just go out to 8 hour for now. Okay, of course, what I like to look for, right, is absorption. Okay, are we going to get absorption there? Right, that is a really, really key bit of information, because price could be in a price could be in a very horrible place right now, okay, if we did not have absorption. Okay, price could be in a very, very horrible place if we did not have big players here, you know, absorbing all of these shorts, okay, or sells, sorry, these sells coming into the market, right? So for me, what we need to see here, okay, or what I would like to see, we don't have to see it, but what I would like to see here, okay, is absorption, because I know that absorption has been holding the market up recently, okay? That's what's been holding the market up, okay? It's not, you know, loads of longs coming in, because what we have to remember as well, all of these longs, yeah, okay, it's a factor, but all of these longs that have been coming in, they've been getting wrecked on these moves down, okay? More longs come in, get wrecked on the move down a little bit, okay? Not all of them have, right? But what's been really holding price up, okay, and stopping price from having this huge crash and continuing that bearish structure that we are in, was of course this absorption, okay, because of course big buy limit orders are sat here absorbing all of those sells. So if we want to see continuation higher, and because we're seeing this, we've been seeing this recently, you know, this is something that I would be looking for. I'd be looking for absorption, right? So coming into this area, right, I would like to see absorption. We don't have to see it. And I mean, for a trade, I would prefer to see it. But I do understand there is a lot of support at this area. So, if we do not get absorption, because it's, for me, it's too early to tell if we're going to get it. Okay, it is too early to tell. It's a possibility, but it's a little bit too early to tell. Sometimes you can kind of predict if you're going to get absorption or not. But here it's a bit, I don't really know. I can't. No one can know. Okay, so yeah, it's just being a little bit patient here, waiting. Right, let's see. Let's see what happens. Okay. But yeah, this area is looking really, really good for a potential long trade, right? Really good for a potential long trade. Now, like I said, if we do not get the absorption, we could possibly still take the trade. Yeah, getting a bit of a pullback. Okay, if we get a bit of a pullback into that area, maybe we start to see lots of short trades open up. Okay, maybe we start to see a lot of short trades open up. If we do that, we hold the support, we get a bit of a bounce, then there's a bit of an incentive to enter into a long trade there, because of course we would be looking at trapped shorts at the low. Okay, trapped shorts at the low, of course, would then be looking for a bit of a short squeeze. And it depends what happens on this move down as well. Do we start to see shorts open up on the move down? Okay, because then it gives us more of an incentive, right? Because then we know we could get a big long squeeze up, right? Possibly take us to all-time high. Right, so that's the level of interest, right? If we don't get absorption, if we don't hold that support, if we don't get trapped traders, okay, if we don't get any of that and we lose that level, then what we're looking towards, of course, is that previous low at $65,200 approximately. If we lose that, okay, we're then losing, in my opinion, okay, kind of that bullish structure. Right, that could get messy, right? That could get very, very messy, because we also know the amount of long trades that are open up here. Okay, and then the question is, right, are we going to get saved again by the absorption? Right, if we do, absolutely great. We look for a long trade. Okay, we look for a long trade. I'm looking for long trades on this move down. Right, don't just think I'm always looking for shorts. Okay, I was looking for a long trade. Well, I longed this. I was looking for a long there. Unfortunately, I was asleep, and I was looking for a long trade there. Again, unfortunately, I was asleep. Right, but those were the two long trades that I should have been in. Okay, and I had planned. Take advantage of that. Take advantage of that. Now, the only trade that I could have possibly looked for, right, was a short trade. So that's why I'm in a short trade. Okay, not always looking for short trades, right? It's just because that was the only trade that presented itself to me. Okay. Stock market, right? Stock market is pulling back as we speak, right? The S&P 500 is pulling back as we speak. Now, I'm sure there's going to be people screaming at the screen at me, okay? Screaming down the screen at me, okay? We've got a gap up here, right? We've got a gap, okay? We've got a CME gap. But, right, we know CME gaps, right? We know, okay, yes, they tend to get filled, right? But they don't, you just got to remember, they don't have to be filled instantaneously. Okay. Perfect example here, right? We left this gap. We continued higher, 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 higher. You know what all the bulls were saying. We've got a gap below us, but we don't have to fill the gap, right? But then eventually we did end up coming down and filling the gap. And what did we leave? We left the gap here. We left the gap here. Well, that one was actually filled pretty instantaneously, to be honest with you. Okay. But we left the gap here. Right, we continued lower, we continued lower. Then what were all the bulls saying, right? We've got a gap above us, we're going up, okay? And then we go up, 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 okay? But yeah, it takes its time, right? It takes its time. And again, here, we've got a gap, right? What's it do? It fills it. But you know what the bulls were saying? We've got a gap, we don't have to fill it, okay? Price spent a bit of time up here, then came down, filled it, and then we went higher, okay? What we have to remember as well, we still have a gap below us that we haven't actually quite filled. And what else have we? And then of course, yeah, we've got this gap here. That one was filled pretty instantaneously, but we've got this gap here. Okay. Now, again, I look at these gaps, with not much intent in trading. Okay. I look at this and I say, right, okay, we're pulling back here. We've left a gap above us. Maybe we come down a little bit further. Maybe we spend a bit of time here before then coming back up. We're very bullish. I know the market is very bullish, okay? But what we have to remember, to go high, to continue higher, right, we need to have a pullback, okay? That's just inevitable. We need to see that. And that's kind of what this is now, right? This pullback is, okay, possibly just the pullback so that we can go higher, right? That's how we have to think about this. So yeah, we've got this gap. I understand people are going to be screaming at me about this. We've got a gap, we're going higher. Okay, yes, but are we going to go lower before we go higher? That's what we have to remember. Okay, so we do have a gap. This fills me up with confidence. Okay, do not get that wrong. Okay, this fills me up with confidence. I'm not ignoring this here. Okay, this fills me up with confidence, right? I think, okay, yes, we come down a little bit lower. We spend a bit of time down here, right? But if we start to show some signs of strength here on the stock market and on Bitcoin, right, we can be looking to come up and fill that gap. We know that's going to be good for Bitcoin, inevitably, right? We know that's going to be good. Okay, right, maybe the stock market pumps, Bitcoin doesn't. Bitcoin continues to dump. But we know if the stock market continues to pump, Bitcoin does inevitably end up following it, right? So this gap above me, I'm not forgetting about it. I know about it, okay? I know that we can come and close that gap. I know probabilities say that we're going to close that gap, right? I know that. But what we have to remember, right, is are we going to go a little bit lower before we go higher again, right? Because inevitably, that is how the market works. For any continuation towards the upside, we need to have a bit of a pullback to then follow through for higher prices. Okay, so that's all I'm looking at here, right? That's all I am looking at here. Okay, little bit more of a pullback, right? Again, very close to that target. We're $300 now away from my target. Okay, $300 away from my target. TP1, stop loss at entry. Boom, trade is done. Okay, we'll let the rest ride. Okay, do we come up, hit my stop loss at entry? Okay, or do we go lower to the next target for another TP? Who knows? Who cares? Right? All I know is I'm very, very close to taking a TP. We could front run this and we could go up, right? I'd probably move my stop loss to entry if we did that, to be honest with you. But yeah, okay, I'm still pretty confident that we can just come down to 70K, right? And, you know, we could come down to 70K and then go higher, right? We could. For me, there's no long trade from 70K. Okay, it's my plan, right? You know, many people will say afterwards, you know, why have you not longed from? Why have you not longed? Okay, well, it's not my plan, right? I don't see confluence at 70K, right? Psychological, okay, bit of a VWAP, right? We've got value area high. For me, that's not a combination of confluences that I look for entering into a trade. Okay, it's just not. Right, this, oh yes, this, I love it. Absolutely love this area here for the long trade. Okay, absolutely love it. Okay, that's why I would like to see a little bit lower. Okay, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens, right? We'll see what happens. Almost $3,000 in a profit on the long trade here. But yeah, let's see if we can do this, and I'll take profit on live stream. Let's see if we can come down to it. And what we also have to remember here as well, okay, is this trade that I'm in now, okay, although I think that the market is looking very strong, although I think that, yes, we could go to all-time high, right, although I think, you know, we do have institutions in that can hold price up here, you know, I do think all of these very bullish things, right? We also have to remember at the same time as well that, right, we could still see a big crash here. Okay, we could still see a big crash here, right? That's something that, I'm not sitting here and saying this is going to happen, right? But it's something that we do have to be aware of, just because of the amount of long trades that we have open. And just what the sentiment has been at the moment, where we just wreck all of these long trades. So this is why I'm kind of thinking, right, we really, really need to see absorption on any move down, because if we do not get that absorption, then what is holding price up? Because in all honesty, absorption's been what's holding price up. Okay, absorption is what's been holding price up. So if we don't get it, I'm a little bit, on the fence with what's going to hold price up. Retail traders longing can't hold price up, to be perfectly honest with you, because we know how that ends. We know that ends messy. So yeah, and talking about, like, okay, right, if we lose, let's say if we lose this area here, where I'm of course interested in taking a long from, right? If we lose that, it's not be all end all. We're going to see a huge crash, right? I've got levels even lower that I'm interested in trading. Now we've got this naked point of control at 62,280. I'm interested in this level as well, this naked point of control. Let's just see how interested. Yeah, I'm interested. Okay, so this comes in confluence with the 786. I love the 786. I love that area. Okay, even the GP 786, right? That area, I love it. We've got a naked point of control there, right? So if we do not see what we want to see in terms of the sign of strength up here, the bullishness here, okay, for a move up, right? Okay, right, yeah, this was maybe not a higher low. Okay, maybe that was just the move up there. So maybe we see a bigger pullback, right, down to this area here for the long trade. Then we see the absorption there, and then we go to all-time high, right? We have to remember that's a possibility as well. If we do not, of course, see what we want to see there, right, it's lower prices from there. Okay, it's lower prices from there. That's what we have to remember. Okay, but right, if we don't see what we want to see here for the long trade for all-time high, okay, then we look lower for the long trade for all-time high. Okay, that's kind of the plan that I have. And of course, I'll be in a short to here, or even to here if we come down there. I take profit, but I leave a nice amount in the trade to of course take advantage of it. Okay, it seems pretty pretty quiet on the live stream today. So yeah, I think I will leave it there. It seems pretty quiet. Not a lot of viewers, not a lot of comments. Well, no comments. So yeah, I will leave that there. I've talked about everything that I need to talk about. So yeah, we will leave that there. Have a lovely rest of your day, anybody who's here, right? And of course, if you haven't already, please do smash that thumbs up button. Helps me out, helps the channel out, and I can continue to bring this content to you. And of course, if you haven't already subscribed, do have that $500 giveaway at 500 subscribers, and then $1,000 at 1,000 subscribers. So yeah, have a lovely, lovely rest of your day. Take care, and yeah, see you later. Goodbye.
Take me home, 'cause I wanna feel like I belong. They relate to all this pain in my past, so they listen to my song. So let's go back to where it began and where it all started from. Take this chance, one last dance, 'cause I've been waiting way too long. Take my hand, I wanna show